All right, guys, leg day, no problem. We're not using squats, only using dumbbells and only machines here. So we're gonna start off with leg extensions. We're gonna move on to dumbbell lunges to hit our quads as well. We're gonna do seated leg curls, and then we're gonna do glute thrusts because everyone wants some nice voluptuous glutes. Glutes. I don't know, glutes? Glutes. All right, guys, so we're gonna start off with leg extensions. We're gonna do 3 to 4 sets of these. My cameraman's gonna be involved, but he's also not gonna be involved, so I don't really know what's going on. All right, so we're gonna start off. We're just gonna go, we're gonna do a quick warm-up set. I like to just make sure that my knees are pretty much against the pads. My back is on the pad as well, and the only key thing is really like my hips don't come up. I think another key thing is with this is you kind of want to control the entire movement and make sure you kind of feel a squeeze at the top, because I feel like when I do feel the squeeze at the top, I'm more inclined to kind of slow down the movement. Sometimes I might adjust it so it's halfway in. All right, this one feels a little better. Yep. And the only reason why I adjusted it is because now the back of my knees are now against the pad. So, slow. Sometimes you might hear clicking in your knees. If there's no pain, if there's no pain, there's no stinging, there's no tingling, you're good. But always speak to your local doctor and physician. Sometimes your knees might break, but you just keep going. Just a quick warm up. All right, guys, so next set, I'm usually going around 10 to 20 reps because if I go any lower, I think I'm gonna be just increasing too much weight, and then I'm not gonna be keeping to form. Like beforehand, we were just talking about lower back pain. Sometimes I'm more inclined to move the back seat up because I notice a difference, but then my knees kind of come off the pad, but I just feel better stimulus to fatigue ratio, and there's no pain in my lower back as if I'm like I'm 80 or 90 years old, and I'm only in my 30s. What were you telling me about you shave? All right, let's go. See, yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Guys, just, I have a mic. Oh, guys, if you really want to get your quad muscles to pop, make sure you trim before you come here. Yes. And also there's a second handle. So there's a back one, and then there's a second handle usually here and then here. So usually the ones on the machine directly, they're marked A to E, A being kind of the closest to your shins. That's what you want because you want to fully lengthen the muscle. The next one is the adjustments for this lower pad. You kind of want this to be just below your shins or on top of your ankles. It just depends on your comfort. And I usually go right above my ankles or a little bit below my shins. And then I start singing knees, shoulders, ankles, heads, and toes. I don't know, but depending on whatever support you want, I think if you actually raise it a little bit more, you feel a better stretch because it's just closer to your body. But at the same time, because it's lower, you're gonna get more of a range of motion. So it really just depends on your preference, but my preference is usually medium. Huh, last set. Huh? He's rushing me. It's my set.
No, I'm saying.
My cameraman's rushing me. What do I gotta do with him?
Hold on, not come on.
All right, this is my last set. We're gonna do, I'm gonna try to do minimum 10 reps. It's weird because the only thing we adjusted was this pad, and all of a sudden we don't have any more back pain. So sometimes it could just be the lower padding and then you wouldn't even know. We don't even know. All right, ready? Yes. Up. I'm gonna die. All right, guys, this next exercise, we're gonna be doing walking lunges. We're gonna start off with no weights. This is gonna primarily target your quads again, but depending on how wide your stance is, if the wider you go, the more hamstrings, the more glutes you're gonna hit. We're gonna go a happy medium because we're not in bodybuilding competitions. We're just trying to look decent. All right, so we're gonna start off, we're gonna do 3 to 4 sets. Usually we're gonna go on the lower end because this can be a lot more fatiguing because we're gonna be doing a lot more reps. It's gonna be 10 on each leg, I would say minimum. I think the thing is with this is I try to make sure my back foot isn't like kind of in the same positioning as my front foot. You got to keep it out so you get more of a balance. And the only thing that's really kind of coming down with you is you're just really just bending your knee at the same time. So like I said, the wider you go, the more glutes and hamstrings you're gonna pretty much activate. And that's it. That's all we can go. All right, guys, so because my cameraman, also known as my cousin, kind of did a few cues that I should have said prior. So as soon as you do the walking lunge, I think the biggest thing is make sure your heel, your front foot heel is always at the ground. Make sure it doesn't come off. And then your back knee just kind of touches the ground like that. And you want to make sure there's enough space between your front foot and your back foot. Make sure it's wide enough where you could kind of just still stay balanced. So it's just a quick tap on your back knee. Even for me, sometimes I come a little off balance, but these actually work those specific muscles if you are injured because it's a unilateral movement. You have more stability and you can work each muscle on its own. All right, guys, next movement is gonna be the seated hamstring curl. I think the key is with this, make sure your back's always on the pad. Your legs on the pad, you have 2 different settings. So you have the bottom setting. This should be kind of around your ankle. So right below your ankle. And then the next padding is gonna be placed really tight. I think the key thing is with this is you wanna place it as tight as you can because if not, you're gonna start flying off the pad and you wanna keep your hips on the pad at all times because if not, you're gonna be flying everywhere and you're not gonna feel it. You're just gonna feel it in your lower back and it's gonna be painful. It's gonna suck and nobody wants to do that. So this is actually our last set. This is our 4th set. So let's see what we can do. Yeah, see, like this is good right here. This is just right above my knees. So these are perfect. And then I kind of keep my hands here just to keep me more stable. I think the keys with this, you really want to feel it fully lengthen at the top and then you want to make sure you come down all the way and then control the eccentric on the way up. 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 And then really close to failure, if not to failure. That last one kind of sucked, but I mean, that's all I can do. That's all we can do here. All right, welcome to MTV Cribs. This is my home. I just took off my shoes for the 2nd time. No, all right, now we're doing glute thrusts is the only exercise I can actually do because we can't get the other machines and one of the rooms is kind of like taken. So we're gonna have to improvise. So in this case, we're doing the glute thrust, hip thrusts, where we're using dumbbells. We're gonna do 1 leg at a time. The key with this is the dumbbell is gonna sit on your hips. You're gonna wanna make sure that your knee's in line with your ankle when you're coming up. Your upper back is on your body because if it gets a little too low, you're gonna feel it a lot in your lower back and then you're just gonna slide off and you're just gonna look like, not gonna look like the smartest guy in the room. But you're not gonna be the weakest guy in the room at the same time. So, in which case you wanna place the dumbbells on your hips. Make sure your knees are just over your toes You want to keep your other leg straight while you're performing the movement. It's not as if like you're just moving your hips. You're moving your upper body and you're moving your hips. How you doing? That's how I feel. Mark. I come here for Mark.
And she pays.
Oh.
Oh, we make, let's make a cameo.
I like you. That's like
Oh, okay. See, now
Like him better outside?
you can't see it, but I'm blushing. It's under,
I feel the love, actually.
It's underneath, you know?
Yeah. No, I feel it, actually.
Monday. I'm telling you, oh my God, tomorrow is my
You gotta go on Tuesday.
Oh my God.
Tuesdays and
I was like
Thursdays.
thinking about it. I'm like, what day is it today?
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
That's what it is, right? You got this.
But light and easy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I was telling you. That's not the case. Oh, you be still
No, Mark, you're gonna be in it, bro. That's my buddy. All right, guys, back to whatever we were doing. I don't remember what we were doing. All right, so regular hip thrusts. The other leg, I'm gonna do a minimum of like 10 reps because if I go anything less, I'm probably just not gonna really keep good form and not gonna really have that mind-muscle connection. Mine, yeah. Well, my cameraman said filtered. No, but you really feel this in your hamstrings. You're gonna feel this in your glutes.
No, the one leg is crazy.
Yeah, I think I noticed the difference in my one leg versus both my legs. I don't know why.
Focus, I swear.
I think that's what it is. You're just more.
Never focus on my feet so much my leg.
Also, too, the more you kind of push out your leg, the more you might feel it in your hamstrings. So just keep that in mind. Ooh. Ah. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. You're gonna do probably 3 to 4 sets on each one because it's one single leg movement. And now we're going to posing.